seconds? Or could it be the 80 of Brent Dillard, the 24 of Spencer Love, the 93 of RJ West, maybe Jeremiah Mayo? Or could Chris Fairchild come all the way last off the dock? Let's find out. 20 seconds, drivers, you're under starters orders. He drops the flag. A great jump there by the 41 of Bobby Briggs, as well as the 80 of Dillard, the 9 of Fleming, and the 71 of Kerr as they go side by side down through the middle of the course to the north end. Let's see who's going to come out and emerge out on top here as they go down through 3 and 4. Nice turn there, wide to the outside by the 9 of Fleming. Good jump there off the dock, and it looks like, yes, the number 9 of Johnny Fleming might come out in front. No, it is. Yes, it is. The number 9 of Johnny Fleming out in front now, being chased by the number 80 of Brent Dillard in that orange and blue machine. But here comes Chris Fairchild and the 24 of Spencer Love, going from 7th and 10th off the dock all the way up to 3rd and 4th here early on. The 71 of Jimmy Kerr gets slammed to the inside and gets the door shut on him. And now the 62 of Fairchild going wide to the outside, trying to get by the number 80 of Brent Dillard as they go deck to deck down the back straightaway. Fairchild wide to the outside of our leader Fleming. The 80 of Dillard finding that inside line, trying to get some clean water. The 9 of Fleming is out in front with that clean water now. The question is he's going to be able to hold Fairchild at bay? Watch out, Chris Fairchild goes way wide to the outside as he's got that thing screaming down the front straightaway. Boy, is he going to be a tough competitor in our main event later on this afternoon, as long as he can keep that thing upright, because it is scary fast. The 9 of Fleming now makes his way out of turns 1 and 2, heading north down the back straightaway to turn 3, knowing that 62 boat machine is on his outside hip, and with that top speed that he's carrying down the straightaways, it's going to be a tall order for the 9 of Johnny Fleming and that Fleming manufacturing machine to hold the hard-charging Fairchild at bay. But let's see what happens. Fairchild liking that wide line, slides it wide to the outside. Fleming now moving to the outside, trying to scrub up the water before he gets through the front side chicane and presses his way down back into turn number 1. Johnny, a KG veteran, been running here on the Formula One Powerboat Championship Series since his inception, and a Formula One driver for over a decade. He's no dummy out there. He knows exactly what he's got to do to scrub up that water and keep the 62 at Fairchild in his back hip pocket and maybe come away with a checkered flag and some valuable points for the main event later on this afternoon. Fleming continuing that inside line into 3. Now presses it tight off of 3. Now we watch him slide wide to the outside, just dousing down the 62 of Fairchild, scrubbing up that water and trying to hold the man from Illinois at bay, as he is dangerous fast down the straightaways. They drag race down to turn number 1. Fleming goes now from lane number 2, tight in off of turn number 1. Coming now off of 2, he's going to go wide to the outside. This is where Fairchild might make his move. Fairchild in the spray on the outside hip of the number 9 of Fleming as they go side by side down the back straightaway. Here's the drag race. Fairchild on the outside, and he clears them. Ladies and gentlemen, into turn 3. We've got a new leader here in this Formula One Group A third and final qualifying heat, as the 62 of Chris Fairchild used that clean water on the outside line to get by the number 9 of Fleming. He's now got to hop through his rooster tail and try to hold on to second place here in the final qualifying heat in the Formula One class. Sitting in third is the 80 of Dillard, followed by the 24 of Love and the 93 of RJ West, sitting back in fifth position. 6th is the number 8 of Jeremiah Mayo, then the 71 of Jimmy Kerr. It looks like we might have lost a competitor or two out there. I don't see the 41 of Bobby Briggs. Oh, there he is. The 41 of Bobby Briggs loses his rear cowling as he's now trying to stay on the lead lap. And there's the 99 of Travis Yates, but here comes Chris Fairchild. Now it's time to start putting some back markers between him and the rest of the field. This could be very beneficial, or it could be very, very tricky for the 62 of Fairchild. He's pretty good at navigating through back markers, but you never know what a back marker is going to do, and one wrong move could end your afternoon very, very quickly. So let's see what's going to happen here as our leader, the 62 of Chris Fairchild, continues to press and open up that lead over the man sitting in second place, the number 9 of Johnny Fleming. The 80 of Brent Dillard has a rear view mirror full of the number 24 of Spencer Love, and Spencer Love looks behind him, and that red, white, and blue composite craft of RJ West is jamming his mirrors full. We've got a 3-boat battle for the final spot on the podium. What's going to happen here in Group A's final qualifying heat? Dillard continuing to drive that Italian-built DAC to the limit, trying to find every ounce of power as they continue to work through the setup and really dial that thing in for the rest of the 2022 season. The 80 of Dillard now goes wide to the outside. Now you'll see him move back to the inside. What he's doing there is he's scrubbing up that water, making that water fill with air. That air allows that prop to not create near as much torque as he's looking for top end speed, and that's how the 80 of Dillard can manage or play defense against the number 24 of Spencer Love as he tries to hold him off and stay on the podium here in qualifying heat number 3. 62 of Chris Fairchild making easy work of the 99 of Yates and the 41 of Bobby Briggs as he's already halfway down the back straightaway. We've got 1 minute and 24 seconds plus 1 lap remaining in this final qualifying heat here in Group A. Now Love getting caught up by the back marker, Travis Yates there going wide to the outside. That is exactly what the Dillard Financial Solutions team at number 80 of Brent Dillard was hoping for. Those back markers, you can use them almost like a pick in basketball, right? You put that back marker between you and the competitor behind you, it's going to eat up a lot of that water in those different racing lines that they had clean water with before, and now it disappears and makes it much more difficult to catch up and get by the driver in front of you. So that lead now opened up a little bit over the 24 of Spencer Love is the lead for the 80 of Dillard, who's hanging on to that third and final spot on the podium. Spencer Love hanging back in fourth, and RJ dropping back even a little bit further. The real question is when we get down here with 35 seconds plus 1 lap remaining, will the number 80 of Dillard have the ability to catch the 9 of Johnny Fleming? I don't know if that's going to happen, but he's pushing hard to try to get that done as they go down out of turns 3 and 4 down the front stretch. There's Dillard now coming through off of turn 4 through the front side chicane. Fleming just goes through the screen there, going off of the left of our broadcast screen down into turn 1. Look at Dillard snap that 4.5 G's in the corner on that Dillard Financial Solutions Formula One machine. Goes out of turn 2 now down the backstretch. That lead growing a little bit for the number 9 of Johnny Fleming, and they've pretty much spaced themselves out. We see the white flag is out. Go fast, turn left. As Fairchild comes across the start-finish line, we'll stay with him here for his final lap. That's going to do everything he possibly could outside of winning Heat 2 to secure that pole position. It's going to be a knockdown, drag-out later on today in our main event with all 18 boats on the water. But right now, the man from Illinois, running for Dr. Stephen Hall here locally in Michelob Ultra, is looking to do what he came here to do, which is bring some hardware back to the trophy case for McCullough Racing. He slides wide out of turn number 4. Puts it on its tail. Look at him dancing wide to the outside. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear you put your hands together. Your champion in the final qualifying heat, Group A, number 62, Chris Fairchild. As our second place boat, the number 9 of Johnny Fleming, had a good run but couldn't hold off the man from Illinois coming in second, the number 9 of Johnny Fleming, and a great job there by the 80 of Brent Dillard of driving the 24 of Spencer Love all over the course and securing the final spot on the podium. Invaluable points here in Group A for him and the Dillard Financial Solutions team. Rest of the field looks like this. Finishing in fourth, the number 24 of Spencer Love. In fifth, the 93 of RJ West. In sixth, the number 8 of Jeremiah Mayo. Seventh, the number 71 of Jimmy Kerr. Eighth, number 41 of Bobby Briggs. And rounding out the field, the number 99 of Travis Yates. Well, that's it for Group A. The chips have fallen. They will figure out where they end up once we finish up with Group B. But boy, that was a doozy. And I got to tell you right now, if you're making side bets with your buddies here in Port Neches or wherever you are across the world, I would put my money on the 62 of Fairchild. That thing is dangerous fast, and everybody else is going to have their hands full dealing with the 62 of Chris Fairchild. Well, we're going to get the Group A off the water, Group B back on the water as they're going to run their final qualifying heat before we start all of our final races in each individual class here on the Formula One Powerboat Championship Series. It's the 2022 Thunder on the Netches, the opening round of the 2022 Formula One Powerboat Championship Series.